Islam Makhachev says Charles Oliveira is embarrassing.
A 9-9 round, but perhaps a 10-8. And a forearm shiver there from Oliveira.
This is it.
Who's letting it go? Charles Oliveira trying to end the fight. Tamer.
Things are heating up faster than expected as Islam explains why UFC lightweight contender Charles Oliveira is frightened of Islam Makhachev. The next UFC 280 main event in Abu Dhabi will feature a pay-per-view bout between Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira. What do you think about this fight? And who do you think will be the next UFC lightweight champion? Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Guru TV. In today's video, we are going to discuss why Makhachev thinks that Oliveira is embarrassing. So stay with us till the end of this video so you don't miss out on any of this information. And before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell symbol so you don't miss out on any of our wonderful videos in the future. And let's get started. When the Ultimate Fighting Championship makes its return to Fight Island, Islam Makhachev can't wait to get his hands on Charles Oliveira. The two lightweights will finally settle the score for the vacant title in the main event of UFC 280, which will take place October 22nd. Both fighters are unquestionably the finest in their category at the moment. Makhachev is simply relieved that everything is final after Oliveira's recent interest in heading in a different way that's less meritocratic. It had been sort of a dark and wild and uncertain path in getting to this point for both. However, Makhachev is just relieved to have things official. Charles is very good. He has a good win streak. He beat a lot of tough opponents, but for me, it's embarrassing when the UFC lightweight champion asks for someone like Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor, Makhachev said in an interview with DC and RC. No one can recall a time when these guys were victorious in certain fights. He attempted to call for Diaz, McGregor, but he forgets my name, he said. He tried to call for me, and when people inquire about me, he says something to the effect that he is in need of money or something similar. When he's in the ring with Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, however, money's the last thing on his mind. Now, if he claims that he needs to fight Islam, he either tries to say, I want to fight in Brazil, I want to fight towards the end of the year, or I need some money, or he just says, I have to fight Islam. Unfortunately for Del Bronx, he won't be able to battle for a title in Brazil, where he was born and raised. Instead, he'll have to retrieve the championship title he lost before he can even think about competing for it again. Oliveira managed to make history, but it was the wrong sort of history before his fight against Justin Gaethje in May. He failed to make weight for the fight, and as a result, he became the first champion to have his championship stripped for such a reason. Before the bout with Gaethje was officially scheduled, there were claims that Makhachev was deserving of the opportunity thanks to his impressive 9-fight winning streak, which is now extended to 10. The native of Dagestan remarked that when the time to put pen to paper for this impending confrontation came, the UFC teased instead going with the man Oliveira initially won the belt against, Michael Chandler. This was brought to the attention of the fighter by the UFC. Makhachev responded by saying, yeah, he's making excuses. It's embarrassing because he stated Islam needs to fight one more time or something along those lines, he remarked. However, the UFC informed him, hey, if you do not take this fight, we're going to give the opportunity to Michael Chandler. Chandler was the fighter who ultimately won the bout, and that was why he decided to engage in this conflict. He's been defeated in the UFC 7 times, Islam said. Even if he comes out on the losing end yet again, he won't be unhappy about it. Even though he's been knocked out 7 times in the UFC, this guy still won the championship in my division. And because of this, I have a lot of frustration. Despite some of the animosity that each fighter has voiced, the entire attraction of the contest is dependent on the clash of fighting styles, which is something of a rarity in the current MMA scene. Makhachev is a phenomenal wrestler, and Oliveira is a vicious Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Together they make a formidable grappling duo. Even if they have demonstrated the ability to handle themselves more than adequately on their feet, it is almost a certainty that their strengths will be challenged because Makhachev never shies away from focusing on the areas in which he is most effective. Makhachev feels that the former champion has been shielded from that particular threat throughout his current run of 11 fights, and that Oliveira is one of the threats he will face. Everyone who says Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje or other individuals, they're all guys that are old, they have money, and they don't challenge, Makhachev said. There is flesh blood among us. I, along with Matrius Gelmral and Beneil Dariush, are some of the most difficult opponents for him. Because Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje seldom engage in grappling and instead focus only on striking. Because of this, he should have no trouble winning the bouts, but he's aware that Islam Makhachev will be a very difficult opponent for him. Every single combatant that he defeated was a striker. I'm going to finish him off in record time. Listen up, Tony Ferguson engaged in some struggling with him, but he was unable to finish him out. His battle with Tony Ferguson was a challenging one, because Tony knows something about grappling, even if it's not a lot, he knows something, and encouraged him to fight through all 3 rounds. Signed and affixed with a seal. The lightweight championship will be on the line when the fight takes place between the two of them, which will serve as the main event of UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. Oliveira is now on a winning streak of 11 fights, while Makhachev has won his previous 10. They are unquestionably the top two fighters in their respective weight class. Oliveira has made the accusation that Makhachev is arrogant. Nevertheless, it is not clear whether he was referring to the fighter himself or his management. The Russians responded by accusing the former champion of making a concerted effort to avoid fighting him and going to consider measures to do so. It's very evident that an agreement was reached between the UFC and Oliveira because the fight has been signed, sealed, and agreed upon to take place at the Etihad Arena on October 22nd. Even if the timing and location were not favorable for the Brazilian, as Makhachev indicates, the fact that he accepted the bout shows that this did not prevent him from doing so. The bout between these two fighters will serve as the main event on one of the most anticipated UFC events of the year. After both of them participated in interviews this month, there's obviously bad blood between them now, even though there wasn't any tension between them previously. Now let's talk about what Islam and Charles think about the match. And to be honest, Oliveira's a great competitor, and this time Makhachev looks a bit overconfident. Makhachev's made an intriguing assertion on his official social media account in advance of his upcoming fight against Oliveira. Makhachev has compiled a record of 22 wins to just 1 defeat, while the Brazilians compiled a record of 33 wins and 8 losses. The Dagestani Russian's only defeat came at the hands of Adriano Martins in October 2015, and Makhachev's only loss was via that knockout. The Russian immediately took to his official Twitter handle to retweet the post as soon as the UFC tweeted a picture of the two fighters confirming their fight for the lightweight title. He captioned the post with the following: "October 22nd, I'm bringing the UFC lightweight belt back to Dagestan." Hey, and I think that's just about going to do it for today's video, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, please make sure you click on the like button and share it with all your friends and family and other fight fans you have in your inner circle. So what do you think about the fight? I'm curious to get your opinion on it. Are Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev the two top lightweights right now? Or are there other 155-pound fighters you think still might be ranked ahead against one or both of them? It's pretty hard to argue against Oliveira being the top in the world right now. He is on that long winning streak and has defeated many named fighters, but maybe Makhachev has got a point. Maybe Oliveira hasn't defeated anybody that actually is a challenge to him in terms of style, and we'll see if Makhachev can provide that. What do you guys think? Who's your favorite fighter in the lightweight division? And do you have a pick for this Oliveira-Makhachev fight? Let us know in the comment space below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos. And we also ask that you please check out our other videos that have been specially selected for you. One more thing, if I can ask before we let you go, please on your way out the door, make sure you press that bell icon. That is what will always update you of our latest updates and uploads. You'll always stay notified when you press that bell icon. Thanks for spending time out of your busy day to hang out with us today, and we look forward to catching up with you in our next video. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.